Predictions. We all make them. Every single one of us. And we're all allowed to make predictions. But the chance that we get them right, they vary. Sometimes we're spot on. Other times that we're not that spot on. And on April 14th, 2015, Bleacher Report released a prediction of who the top 20 players in the NBA will be by the year 2020. So we'll look at the top 20 players in 2020, or at least the prediction of them by Bleacher Report, and see where they are now. Number 20 is Jaylen Brown. Mind you, Jaylen Brown was just coming out of high school at this point. Because of his size, athleticism, defensive and offensive potential, he was viewed as a potential top pick going into the college season. However, he wasn't as good as people thought he would be at Cal, but was still good. And while he was still viewed as a top 10 prospect, he was now viewed to go in that 6 to 10 range instead of the top 3. However, the Celtics believed in him and took him 3rd overall. Brown has been good in the NBA, and his stats of being in the middle of the pack are more of a result of him being in a situation with multiple shot creators. I think Jaylen Brown has potentially become an all-star. But 2020 is just around the corner, and he's not a top 20 player in the NBA. Number 19 is Dragon Bent. To put it bluntly, Bender was viewed as the next big-time international prospect, following Kristaps Porzingis. He would go 4th overall to the Suns in the 2016 draft, and he hasn't been good at all. He's never averaged more than 6.5 points per game in his career, and he currently just signed a deal with the Bucks, marking the end of what was supposed to be the 19th best player in basketball, being the 19th best player in basketball. Number 18 was Jahlil Okafor. Okafor was one of the best low-post scorers as a freshman at Duke. He was a key part of Duke winning a national championship over Wisconsin, and because of this, he went 3rd overall to the Sixers in 2015. Now, many may forget though, throughout most of the season, Okafor was projected to be the 1st overall pick until tournament time came around and everyone saw Karl-Anthony Towns and his versatility as a player to rank Towns ahead of Okafor. And minus a very good rookie year, Okafor struggled to adjust to a new style of basketball. His game was made more for maybe the early 2000s, I would say. And he can still be productive as a 6th man, i.e. a Enes Kanter kind of role. But to say he's the 18th best player in basketball, even basing it off what he could be and how he could bounce back, is a bit of a stretch to say the least. Number 17 was DeAndre Jordan. Jordan has been a good player in the NBA. He's made a few all-defensive teams, some all-NBA teams, even an all-star team, and led the league in rebounds twice. I find this being odd because he was going to be 31 by the year 2020, and he isn't out much outside of a defensive and rebounding center. I guess they thought he was going to be a Dwight Howard or something. Dwight Howard was one of the best players in basketball type thing. And Jordan is a prime example of a rim-running, board-grabbing, defensive-minded center that teams salivate over if they can't get the Joel Embiid or the Nikola Jokic's or the Karl-Anthony Towns of the world. He's a solid player who will play with Kyrie and KD when KD comes back in Brooklyn, but 17th best player in the league? No. Number 16 was John Wall, and here's the thing. John Wall probably would be higher if he didn't deal with these injuries these past few years, a lot higher, like maybe top 10. And it sucks, because he is a very good player when he played. Trust me, I saw it firsthand in the 2017 playoffs, so I know. When healthy, he is definitely a top 16 player in my opinion, and I think he's probably one of the better point guards in basketball. But I think because he's injured, I can't say I can put him at number 16 right now. Number 15 was Bradley Beal. Beal had a solid start to his career, but he dealt with injuries early on. But now he's an all-star level player, having his best season of his career this year, averaging 25, 5, and 5. Is he the 15th best basketball player in the world? Maybe. I personally think he's a bit lower, but this is a reasonable prediction. Number 14 is Andre Drummond. Drummond is the best rebounder in basketball, having led the league in that category 3 times now. He is a 2-time All-Star, made an All-NBA team, and I think he's really good. I just don't think he's the 14th best player in basketball. Number 13 is Karl-Anthony Towns. Towns has been one of the most statistically dominant players to start a career as a big man. In his second season, he averaged 25 points per game. He's made 2 All-Star teams, an All-NBA third team. I think you could make a legit argument for him being the 13th best player in basketball, and he could be moving up in a few years. Number 12 is Klay Thompson. Sadly, Thompson is recovering from an ACL injury, but when healthy, he's one of the most dangerous players in the league. He scored 60 points under 30 minutes. I think that really says enough. I personally think he's closer to that 15 to 30 range, but to predict this back in 2015, it's not that bad. Number 11 is Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is really impressive, considering this article came out after Giannis' second season. Giannis was a solid player in the year 2, but I don't think anyone thought he would be where he is today. Leading the Bucks to 60 wins, winning MVP, being a dominant 27-point per game scorer without a consistent jumper, I truly think we have never seen anything like Giannis. And while I think he's much higher on this list now, to predict he will be on the borderline of that top 10 after his second season is impressive. Number 10 was James Harden. Harden has been historically great in Houston. 2 scoring titles, led the league in assists, averaged 36 points per game in the season. Won an MVP. Like Giannis, I think he would be a bit higher on this list now, but it's reasonable. I'll give him that. Number 9 was Paul George. George has been a consistent all-star level player, plays good defense, and this past year played an MVP level for OKC. Of course, he's playing in LA for the Clippers now, but I think this was a reasonable prediction for the time, considering what we all thought he was going to be in Indiana. Number 8 was Steph Curry. Curry has been one of the most impactful players in the NBA, ever. He's probably higher on this list. Holds almost every 3-point record. First unanimous MVP. 3-time champion. Not many players have impacted the game like Steph has. Number 7 was Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin looked like he could be one of the best players in the game after his rookie season and his continuation of all-star level play with the Clippers. 7th best in the league? No. And I think that he's still playing an all-star level, and I think he's playing his best basketball in Detroit now. But people just aren't paying attention to it because, well, be honest, he's not in LA, he's in Detroit. Number 6 was Kyrie Irving. Irving is one of the most entertaining players I've ever seen. And during his first season in Boston, he looked like he was well on his way to being a top 10 player. Now he's on that bubble for me, and after leaving the Celtics, he's now plays for the Nets. He could be the 6th best player in basketball one day, but right now, I just don't know. Number 5 was Russell Westbrook, the triple-double man himself. Statistically, one of the most impressive players I have ever seen. However, he has never led a team far into the playoffs without KD. He recently just got traded to the Rockets, and he still will put up impressive stats. I just don't think he's a top 5 player in the league. Number 4 was Kevin Durant. Not much to say. He's one of the greatest scorers of all time. A snake, a cupcake, whatever you want to call him, let's be real. But he has been one of the most dominant players of his generation. He currently is a member of the Brooklyn Nets. Sadly, he will miss the entirety of next season with an Achilles injury. But when healthy, definitely is a top 4 player in the league. Number 3 was DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins was always one of the most statistically dominant players, but never could lead his team to the playoffs. He tore his Achilles, signed with the Warriors, and currently plays with the Lakers. Had it not been for the Achilles injury, I think he would have a chance to be the 3rd best player in the league. But right now, I just can't say he is, especially after signing a minimum deal with the Lakers. Number 2 is Andrew Wiggins. What? Okay, to be fair, after his rookie year, Andrew Wiggins did show signs of being a potential top player in the league. I believed it myself. And if you don't believe me, go watch his high school, college, and even his rookie year and his first few years in the league. You would think that he would be on a trajectory to be one of the better players in basketball, just based off his talent alone. He clearly hasn't been that. Clearly probably was a aspiring aerospace engineer, and his parents probably said, go to the NBA and learn a vocation. Number 1 was Anthony Davis, a longtime candidate to dethrone LeBron as the best player, and now he's LeBron's teammate. And while I don't think he's the best player in the league, he is for sure one of the best. So what are your thoughts on this list? My thoughts is it's kind of accurate, but it's also kind of funny, especially if you think guys like Kawhi Leonard are left off this list, and LeBron is a big name that's obviously left off this list. And the thing is, it is, because, like, you think, they're basically saying that by the year 2020, Andrew Wiggins, Jahlil Okafor, Dragon Bender, and even Jaylen Brown would be better than Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, and that's clearly not the case now. Although I do think Andrew Wiggins, based off talent, and talent alone, is one of the better players in basketball. But of course, he doesn't care about basketball, so yeah. And I just want to know, what are your thoughts? Tell me below in the comment section. Like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 100 subs by the end of August, so we don't have that much time left. So have a nice day.